Good morning, everyone. Awesome. Wow. Do we have an incredible show in store for you folks today? So clearly we had a lot of fun with Snapchat, and luckily to my measure, I wasn't actually in the room when they were all playing those. But it's really fun to see some of the people's faces on different faces. I've seen Joe Faria, Daniel, you look great out there. We didn't see Michael or Greg, but we'll have to get them soon. Folks, before we begin the show, I do want to talk about the opportunity to join the conversation. So for everybody that's in the audience, in our DCs, our partners, our BPSs, definitely join in on the conversation and use the hashtag AHM19. Yes, you heard me, 19. And I often use this slide. In fact, I always use this slide, number 19, because after the first one, we never thought we'd go past it. But it's testament to who we are. And here we are, number 19, with an incredible production crew, incredible staff, incredible team, with an incredible show in store. So buckle up. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I thought I'd give you some stats to start off with. We're about 500 viewers worldwide, of which we know of. We also are represented in over 6 different time zones, which we think is pretty cool, and over 5 different countries. We know certainly our friends in Australia. We have some friends in definitely in Italy, the great United States, Canada, and I'm not sure where the other one is, but they've told me we have 5. So for everybody watching today, on behalf of everybody in our company, we salute you. For LA, huge shout out. Atlanta, New Jersey, you guys are rock stars. And for all our BPSs out there, the warriors that don't always get to get on this stage, you know we love you, and we know you guys are working your butts off out there, and we salute you this morning. So, moving along, we have 4 really powerhouse speakers, highly trained, highly driven. They've been practicing night and day for this event. I'm not going to release who they are, but you'll see them very shortly. So we have over 35 hours of live all-hands meeting footage. So you can see all hands meetings. So all-hands meeting 1 up to today. And today will be released in about a week to 10 days, as Natalie indicated to me. But 35 hours is pretty remarkable. And in fact, we've had over 10,000 views on our all-hands meeting video. What's really cool is when I'm often meeting new folks or new recruits, or during the interview process, I often ask people, after you've seen the recruitment video or seen the recruitment post, you usually go on our website, and I often ask them, what's the one thing that made you say, I want to come and play with these guys. I want to come join this team. And I would say about 6 to 7, so about 60 to 70% said, once I watched your all-hands meeting, it was remarkable. And we'll talk about the meaning of the all-hands meeting and what it was and what it is today. So we'll talk about that a little later on in the show. So folks, today's July 21st, 2016. It's probably a balming 33,000 degrees in here. And it just so happens to be the hottest day of the year here in Canada. And what we're really excited about is to talk about the last 7 months. And give or take, a few days, but we're completed 7 months of 2016, which is pretty remarkable. And our teams have been doing, working around the clock to complete some really, really big projects and some minor projects, but, that lead to bigger projects. We've completed over 192 days thus far this year. It's pretty incredible. And what I love about the all-hands meeting, it gives you an opportunity to stop and actually reflect on the things you did really well, and perhaps some of the things we can improve on, and in fact, talk about some of the things in our near future, some of the things that we're working on. So I thought the theme of this all-hands meeting, is really anything is possible, and I love this quote by Babe Ruth. It's really hard to be the person who never gives up. And I personally was taught early on in my life that you never give up. Whatever's thrown your way, you need to deal with it. Life's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. But you never have to give up. And never giving up sometimes hurts. In fact, a lot of the times it hurts. But my claim to fame, or why I think, I've been able to overcome this, is because I surround myself with other great people. In fact, the people who are here in the audience, here in our DCs, our BPSs, we have the finest of the finest in this industry. And I'm very proud of that. And we'll talk about this a little later on in the show. What we're very proud of is our ability to continue, despite challenges, to secure huge national accounts. National accounts that, were in the double-digit growth, and now we're in triple-digit growth. And I gotta say, this is the hard work and the tenacity of both our production teams all the way up to our BPSs and everybody in between. The fact of the matter is our top 25 accounts right now as we speak are up double digits, and we're really proud of that. And I want to just stop right now and I want to acknowledge that. Can we just a round of applause for our top 25? And I'm not going to go into growth because that's going to be later on in the show, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But we're very proud of our national partnerships that we continued to secure. We're also very proud, folks, that we have a great launch that we just launched over about 2 weeks ago, and we'll get into that. So our new summer collection. We're also really happy and very proud to announce that we've hired on a staggering, folks, 21 new people. 21 new people in about 100 days is kind of nuts and crazy. But our HR, talent, culture team worked together and has made this happen. And I'm not going to talk any more about that because we have another one of our fellow speakers going to be going in depth into who they are and why, we've decided to play with some of these folks. So that we'll leave a little later on in the show. West Coast Art and Frame Show, believe it or not, was this year, folks. It was in January, and we kind of already forgotten about that. But the fact that we put on yet another great West Coast Art and Frame Show, our only trade show of the year, our biggest trade show of the year, is pretty amazing. We've set up in record time. Kudos to the production team and to the team that came and set up the show. We showed up very powerfully. We had great new products. Again, solidified some great partnerships there and had a whole lot of fun all in between. What we're also proud of is that with our partners' help, we have beautiful partners who came to the show and supported us. The show's theme was New York City, and that was because in 2016, as you all recall, we went to the Bowery Mission, and we did some work in shelters there, working with the less fortunate, and our partners came out and supported us. We sold products within our booth for the first time ever, and 100% of those proceeds are going to Roma Wish and have gone to Roma Wish for this upcoming Wish mission, and we'll talk about that a little shortly. We've also hosted our first ever Culture Lab, and this was the culmination of a few really unique people that I have been able to, had the pleasure to meet and play with. And we'll talk about what Culture Lab is, show you a little video about it, but this is where culture teams really come together, to talk culture and focus on how do we drive happiness in the workplace. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And we'll also talk about Roma tours. We've had numerous Roma tours, in fact, over 20 Roma tours this year alone. And Roma tours gives us an opportunity to open our doors and share the great things we're doing here at our company. And in fact, we tell them we're not perfect. But in fact, we have some things, that you've seen clearly that you've decided to descend on us and learn from. So the tours, as much as we're sharing, we're also gaining a lot of insights from other companies. And it's allowed us to broaden our networks and open our doors. Okay. So we have, folks, we have 5 months remaining in the year. I know, 5 months. Not a lot of time, but it's a whole lot of time. It's over 173 days, in fact. 173 days to kill it. And we believe, and we'll share through this all-hands meeting, why the next 173 days here at Roma are going to be epic. And you'll hear from various different people about, what some of those initiatives are. And we're not, covering up anything. We want to be really clear as to where we're going, where we're headed, our position right now, and our position in the near future. We'll be talking about things like our inventory position. That's been a big comment on everybody's mind, both internally and our partners, and we'll be talking at depth about that. We'll also be talking about, our Leader Mash event. We're hosting our Leader Mash event in October. We haven't yet defined what that looks like, but that's where our leadership team, we invest in our leadership team, we take them off site, and we really infuse them with whatever it is that we're going to be speaking about. Last year's infusion was about service and how do we deliver remarkable service. We talked about the first 100 days and a few other things which were very powerful. So we won't release what that is today on this stage, but we will say that this Leader Mash event will be just as great, if not better than the last one. And who could not, put light on our Roma Wish mission? Amazing, amazing work by the team here at Culture, but also amazing work by the brave men and women who make up this mission. And we'll talk about that a little later, but we're very proud of this. We feel that we're very fortunate, and this is an opportunity to definitely give back to the communities that are less fortunate, but also the communities we serve. So stay tuned for some Roma Wish news. And our growth strategy, of course. We'll talk about growth. We removed the word sales, if you recall, a few all-hands meetings ago. And we'll talk about growth. And my dear friend Greg will talk about growth. Where are we? Where are we going? How are we winning? And what's for the future? So stay tuned for that. And at this point, I want to just pause for a moment and really give gratitude. And gratitude is my way of giving appreciation to the people who show up every day. As I've indicated early on in this all hands meetings, we don't hide when we have challenges, and we've had our challenges. And believe it or not, any great company has challenges. That's because they're challenging things. They're not doing things in conventional methods. And in some cases, challenges come that are unforeseeable. And what's beautiful about the challenge is the victory that comes. And we'll talk about that. But I do want to just acknowledge all the BPSs out there first and foremost, because I can only imagine some of the challenges that you folks have gone through. I know because I probably get 3% of them that follow up to me. But I will say I'm very proud of each and every one of you for representing our brand, for upholding what it means to have a Roma product, to standing by us during the challenging times. Because I'll tell you, in the very near future, things will look very, very rosy. Things will look very different. And our position on a few things are astonishing, even to some of the people that have been here for 30 years. So we'll talk about that a little later. I also want to talk about and give thanks to our amazing customer care team, who has had a transition over the last, I would say, 120 days or so. We've had definitely a lot of newbies in customer care. So, acknowledge you for joining our team and bringing some of that freshness to our team. We've learned a heck of a lot from you folks. And also some of the veterans on the team who have stood up, despite some of the adversity, who are taking numerous calls. And I'm talking about calls, over 100 calls, who are dealing with our emails, our live chats, our e-com, whatever that may be. Again, we've had our challenges, but today is a very different story. And we're up in the 95% realm of service, edging our way up to 98%. And I'll say, a huge shout out to Colleen, who, jumped in. I remember her first day just jumping in right on the floor, really had no real working knowledge of even what a joint frame was. But early on, we've seen, Colleen, your ability to really work with the team. And I definitely, I speak for leadership when I say that you've worked really hard, and we're seeing the fruits of that labor, along with your team, really edge forward. And then, I could stand up here the whole day. I definitely want to acknowledge our production team for working so hard to make sure our fill rates are awesome. Our awesome credit team, who despite being very tight, work really great, led by Joe Faria. And Portugal won, so Joe's on fire. But finance team, what can I say? Really strong unit there, led by Michael Pilata. IT, I sit 3 feet from Ray, our IT leader, along with Stan and some of the other guys there, remarkable. And also our marketing team, who, again, very tight, very nimble, have worked really together in a fashion I've never seen here at our company. Folks, this is just the beginning. And I hope I haven't missed anybody, but this is just the beginning of really, really great things to come for the latter part of the 173 days left in this year. And so, folks, I don't want to stay up here the whole time. I do definitely want to share the stage with some of my colleagues. And the first one I'd like to bring up definitely is your friend and mine, Mr. Greg Cosper. Please put up your hands. Here you are, sir. Go get him, bro.
Thanks. How's everybody doing today? I can't really hear you out there. How y'all doing today? Wow, thanks for having me. This is an incredible opportunity. I know that when I first started looking at Roma as an opportunity in my career, I saw the all-hands meeting, and Tony's right. That's the thing that kind of drove me, and the excitement and the team bonding. So I'm honored, I'm excited, and I hope I got some good stuff for you today. I want to talk a little bit about who I am, so I kind of introduce myself, my family, and what I do. A little bit about what I did in my career in my past. And I also want to talk a little bit about how I think my career in my past actually translates over to the framing industry, and how I think that everything everybody in this room does every single day makes a huge difference. A huge difference. So, who am I? So, there I am. That's a good-looking kid, huh? Humble beginnings. My folks didn't have a lot of money, so my mom actually had to make my jersey there, so you can see how it's twisted, the two on there. She wasn't the best sewer, but that's okay. So I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, and in my career, I've had the opportunity to move all over the U.S., up in the north, down to the south. So good opportunities there. And about 5 years ago, I decided to make the transition and move up to Canada and follow my heart and the love of my life, my wife. And so I went up to Canada, where I became what I like to call myself an Americanadian. Okay, so a little combination between the both of the two. And so I thought I'd introduce my family, so you get a chance to see who they are and what really motivates me during the day. So at the hood of my car, that's my little TR6. I love that car. I love cars. I love speed. So at the hood of the car is my daughter and my son-in-law, and the love of my life, that little guy, Braxton, incredible kid. It's so cool to be a grandfather. At the tail of the car is Caitlin. She's our 17-year-old who just graduated from high school and is going off to the Ivy program at Western. So incredibly smart kid. I don't know where she gets that. She's a brilliant girl. My beautiful wife behind me, who is my partner in life and just an incredible person. And then my little buddy there in the front seat with me. Actually, this is a couple years old, so he's 15 and he's almost as tall as I am. That's what happens in 2 years. And he's kind of my partner in crime. So there are so many adventures that leads to my family and all of our friends. They always talk to Betsy and they say, Betsy, you know, what's it like to be the single mother of 2 boys because of the craziness and things that we do? So that's my family. Thought I'd give you 5 fun facts about me so you'd understand a little bit of who I am and what I like to do. So I love to run. I've had the chance to complete 4 marathons. I've done Chicago a couple times, New York, and then Arizona. About 10 years ago, my house actually was wiped out by a tornado. And so let me tell you, there's nothing more scary than looking up and seeing the ceiling of your house disappear. And it's why I really, really am excited about the Roma Wish program and being part of that down in New Orleans, because I know what it's like to lose everything. And fortunately, I had some great family and friends who helped me out in that situation. This explains a lot. I was Chuck E. Cheese. Huh? That probably explains a lot to a lot of people as to why I act the way I do sometimes. I said I loved cars, and so that's my race car. When I was about 18 years old, my father and I used to build those. And I have a love and passion for gardening. That's actually my back porch. My wife and I share that passion together, and it's what I built a lot of my career on. For about 18 years, I worked in lawn and garden, in the lawn and garden industry. And I was really fortunate because I was able to work with some really great brands in both the U.S. and Canada. So after about 18 years, I decided, okay, it's time to change things up a little bit, do something a little bit different. I've done lawn and garden for so long that let's look at what my opportunities are. And so I jumped into the framing industry. And I can't tell you, I've had the luck in the last few weeks to travel with some of our BPSs and meet some of our partners. And our partners always say the same thing is like, lawn and garden, how in the world did you end up here? What were you thinking, man? And so as I traveled those stores, I got to thinking, and I started looking at them and says, lawn and garden's not that far apart from the framing industry. I mean, we have similar partners in lawn and garden. We have independent nurseries that we would call on and work with. We have independent framers out in the marketplace. And these cats, this Lionheart group, if you get a chance, go online and look at their website. They are doing some cool things in the framing industry, really turning on its head. We have great national partners in lawn and garden, big national partners that rule the world. And then in the framing industry, we have some great national partners as well, as Tony was talking about. Folks like Ethan Allen. We work in the .com business with the hospitality guys. Huge opportunities with these large customers. So customers are about the same. They're not that far off. And we also face similar challenges too. So this is kind of interesting. This kind of occurred to me one day when I was in a shop talking. I was down there with Joanne down in California. We were looking at the shop, and so in lawn and garden, this is what our customers saw every day. So when the consumers walked into the store, they saw this set behind them, and they had to walk up and make that choice. What product do I pick out? How do I know what to pick out? I don't know anything about picking out lawn and garden products. As a matter of fact, 30% of consumers walk away from that set every single day because there's just too much choice. It's just too confusing. They don't know what to pick. So I'm in the shop, and this is just one of 3 walls in a design center that I was at. And look at that. Look at all those. There's hundreds and hundreds of corner samples. And every single day, customers walk in there and they have to make that choice. Is like, what one do I pick? And our business partners out there, they have to decide, what ones do I show to the customers? And I truly, truly, truly believe that the difference is, it's not necessarily just the molding on the wall. It's the people in this room. It's what we do every single day that makes that stuff come off the walls. And you're saying, but Greg, how can I influence that? How can I be the one that influences that? Let me talk to you about that. The importance of service, okay? So I'm going to share a few numbers with you so you get a chance to see these, and I think they're pretty important numbers. 89% of customers switch brands due to a poor customer experience. So think about that. If we have a customer who has a bad experience with us, then when they have their customer come in the door and they go to pick a molding off the wall, oh, not Roma. I had a bad experience with them. I'm not picking them. They won't ship. They won't do whatever. They won't answer the phones nice. It's so important that every single day we give our partners that great experience. 6 to 7. It's 6 to 7 times more costly to attract new customers than it is to retain customers. We can't afford to have our customers walk away from us. We need to keep those customers. We need to keep them with us. Otherwise, we're just spending money, and that just makes no sense. 12. 12 is the number of positive experience a customer has to have to overcome one bad experience. So think about that. So something goes wrong, we don't treat somebody very well, we got to talk to this guy 12 more times, or this gal 12 more times before they get their confidence built up in us. And that's challenging. That's a lot of work. It's so much easier to make one experience great than it is to follow it up with 12 experiences that you got to work on to make even better. And my final number is 70% of the buying decisions is based on how customers feel they're being treated. Everybody likes to be liked. Right? Everybody likes to be loved. Everybody likes to be treated well. That experience is so important. When they go to pick that molding off the wall to show their customer, they're going to pick Roma Molding because they know we treat them well. They know we deliver on time. They know that we have the products in stock. They love us, and that's important. So here's my philosophy. I believe that the customer is the boss. The customer hires you, the customer fires you, the customer promotes you, and the customer also suspends you. He's the boss. He's our future. And we need to treat that boss with the utmost respect. And I think there's 3 key words that I always love to use that talk about that experience and how we gain that respect with them. And the first one is quality. And it's a fantastic thing working for Roma Molding because we have some of the most amazing moldings and the most amazing innovative products. And when I visit the customers and the partners out in the marketplace, that's what they tell me. They say, Roma, you're innovative. You got some of the greatest quality in the world. But you know what? The quality of the molding isn't the only thing. It's the quality of the phone call when they call in. It's the quality of our BPS team when they go out into the field and they work with our partners and they call on them. Are you teaching them? Are you showing them how to make their business better? Are you growing them as a person? It's the quality of how we package our products. Is it coming out damaged? We can't have that. We need to focus on quality. It's reliability. Reliability is huge, huge. It's knowing that when I take that molding off the wall, I can count on these cats to take care of us, right? It's about being there when the phone rings. I was down in Florida, and I was with Eric. And if you know Eric, Eric's the Puerto Rican powerhouse, man. He is a great cat, good guy. And every customer was consistent when they talked about Eric. They said, when I call Eric or I email Eric, I can count on it 10 minutes, within 10 minutes, Eric's picking up the phone and calling me back. The reliability of him is just growing his business. That's why his customers love him, because they can count on him to be there. People need to count on Roma. We need to be reliable. And finally, it's that personal connection, man. That's what this is all about. It's making that connection with one another. It's about, touching our customers. When the customer calls in and says, I'm account 102, it's, wow, you've been with us a long time. You have a low account number. It's making the personal connection with your coworkers in here. Because when we're happy and we're working together, we're a well-oiled machine. We drive the business. It's the personal connection, I think. And I believe that if you focus on quality, reliability, and building personal connections, that you're going to have a wowed customer. I really believe it in my heart. I truly do. But you're probably saying, but Greg, there's an elephant in the room. We've had some problems out there lately. That's okay. Because the difference between challenges and opportunity is only your attitude. It really is. It's like the difference between looking out the front windshield and looking out the rear windshield. I'm telling you right now, I'm not looking in the rearview mirror. I understand. I learned. We all learned what happened. But now we're looking down the road. We're looking down to the path of success. And that is amazing. There's so many cool things that are going to be happening soon. And I want to share two of those cool things that have happened just in my time since I've been here. John and Tony have worked really hard on inventory, and Colleen has done an amazing job with our customer service team. So I wanted to share just a couple things real fast, and I want to show you what's happening with the inventory. And Tony's going to give you some numbers a little bit later, and numbers are really cool and impressive, but it's really cool when you actually see what happens with that product. Joey is at my desk every single day. He comes up there and tells me about the really cool things that they're doing out there, how they unloaded an entire container load in 10 minutes or something like that. I don't know. Sometimes he talks a lot and really fast, so I don't hear. But he's doing a great job with the ops team, and I really appreciate it. And one thing Joey always says to me, he says, Greg, we're operations. We're here for sales. Well, I want the operations team to know that the sales team is here for you as well, because you support us and help us drive our business. The other group that it's been phenomenal. It's been so much fun to be a part of and to work with is Colleen and her team and the customer service experience. I tell you, it was a few months ago when I first came here, 100 days or so ago. It wasn't always the most fun phone calls that I took, but I took them, we learned, we moved forward, and Colleen has done such a great job. Our customers are loving our customer service. When I'm out in the stores, they say, Greg, when you first started, it was a little crazy, but what happened? I even sat next to Len one day, and Len looks over at me and goes, I don't know what she's doing over there, but man, she's amazing. So the customer service team has just been so phenomenal, and I'm so proud to be a part of you. And I want everybody to know them, and I want everybody to meet them. So for everybody out there watching this who doesn't get a chance to talk to the customer service team and get to know who they are, I thought I'd share something with you so you can know who they are.
My name is Colleen Gray, and I am the manager of the customer care team. I grew up in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and emigrated to Canada about 29 years ago.
I'm Laurie Ann, and I am the customer care team leader. I work side by side with Colleen Gray, and I love plants.
Hi, I'm Neil. I really love animals, and actually, legitimately, 80s retro dance parties.
My name is Natasha, and I love to cook.
My name is Jamie. I can spend hours watching videos on tornadoes.
My name is Katarina. I love home improvement shows. I can watch them all day long.
I'm also allergic to my own cat, so there's that.
Hi, I'm Dina, and I was born in Italy, in Sicily, a little town called Marsala.
My name is Catherine Guglietti. Well, everybody knows I have 2 kids because I'm so proud of them.
Hi, my name is Lilani, and one thing about me is that I laugh a lot.
Hi, my name is Trina, and I like archery.
So the customer care team changed dramatically actually a few months back, and so we have replaced at least half the team, plus they've also got me as a new leader. So it has been, a lot of learning, a lot of trials and errors, and trying to get the team to come together. But I have to say that the more tenured people that have been here for a while have been absolutely invaluable to me and to the remainder of the team, the newbies as we call them, in helping them try to get them up to speed a lot quicker than normal. I'm thankful to our Roma family because they allow my whole team to come off the floor and hold a meeting every 2 weeks. So they answer the calls for us so we can all be together as a team to learn, to understand how we're handling the calls, as well as developing, different ways and different methods of saying things and doing things in order to help our customers. We're getting better, we're getting much stronger, we can see it, we're answering our calls a little bit faster, and it's getting better every day as the team gets stronger. So I want to make a promise, but it is our ultimate goal as a team to be able to handle the calls and give wow experiences to our customers. We're not there yet, but we're working really hard to get to where we need to be so that every time that you call us, you're going to have a really good experience.
I can't wait to wow you next.
I would just like to thank all of our partners for their business.
Your support, and of course your patience.
I can't wait to bring out my magic wand as a customer service wizard and flick my wand and make the magic happen.
You have got to love that group. Can I get everybody in the customer service team to stand up? Because you guys deserve to be acknowledged and get a round of applause. Thanks. Thanks for everything you do. So it's my chance to do my gratitude, and first, every day I wake up every morning, and I thank God that I got the family that I have, and those people behind me that support me and make me who I am, and so I want to thank them, and I want to thank all of you because all of you make a difference. All of you help us all to achieve our dream. You help the BPSs, the BPS team, like Tony says, what they do in the field. The folks who are answering the phones and talking to those customers. And those aren't always easy phone calls and conversations, but you hang in there and you do it. The operations team, I had a chance to be down in Atlanta and over in LA and see them and see the dedication that they have. And I just want to thank them for their work. And I just want to thank the whole team for spending the time to make me better for Roma and to make us grow in this organization. So I got one last thing that I'm going to ask. So I talked to you about, what it's going to take, about improving customer service and driving customer service and making that a focus for us. So I want to ask you, can you be with me? Can you help me out with quality, reliability, and the personal connection? Can everybody help do that? Can everybody take acceptance and take responsibility that they make a difference every single day to make Roma successful? Can I hear you say yes?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So I love to talk to people. I love to be on the phone. So feel free at any time to reach out and talk to me, whether you're a partner, a BPS, they know they can call me anytime. Any of the plants, anybody in the plants or anybody in the building, stop by. I love talking about the business. I love learning about you. And I love Roma Moulding. So thanks.
Click, 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 click.
I got this feeling inside my bones. It goes electric.
Let's give it up for Greg, everybody. Really great. So, great job, talking about customer care and the acknowledgments there and some of the other folks on our team, because really, as Greg indicated, we have remarkably beautiful products, but what brings our products to life is definitely our people. And I thought it's important to remind everybody about the strength of our brand. And the strength, despite some challenges on inventories, are people. Oftentimes people say they can copy your marketing, they can copy, your products, but they can't copy the people. They can't copy how we make people feel. They can't copy this stuff. They can copy a black molding or try to, but this, no way. And let me show you what we've been doing in inventory. Inventory is a really big, hot topic. I've got a lot of customers calling me. Believe me, a lot of customers. I love you all. We've had a lot of BPSs, and we had a lot of conversations there over the last 100 days or so, I would say in the last 6 months, and a lot of team members. And I thought it's very important that we talk about what is, where we are, and where we're going. I think it's very important. And folks, whether you know it or not, we've had challenges in inventory. And for the first time in our company, it hasn't been something that we dropped the ball on, or it hasn't been something that someone on our team didn't do. In fact, it's the total opposite. We've been working around the clock to be fixing this. And the reality is, and this is the reality, and I hope our partners and our BPS definitely, but our partners are watching, something of this nature has never happened to our company. We've had a company that we've been doing business with for, I would say, 30 years. The company was over 100 years old. So it's one of our partners, our manufacturing partners in Italy. Over 100 years old, multiple generations. I mean, when I walked into their establishment, you can see their great-great-great-grandfather, and then great-great-grandfather, and then grandfather, and then them. I mean, there's a lot of history there. But unfortunately, we don't control all the things they do. And unfortunately, they got into some financial challenges on their own and were forced to go into Chapter 11. And ultimately, we were unable to get product from them. And you folks know our product isn't a can of Coke, or our product isn't, a bottle of water. Let's just go to somebody else and get a bottle of water. Our products are made by artisans. Our products are made with tradition, rooted in history, steeped in deep history. I'll talk about that a little bit. So that's what was occurred. And I got to tell you, Daniela has been working her butt off. Daniela's one of our purchasing leads here at Roma, along with John Guerreri, my father, who I'm super proud of. The two of them together are a powerhouse team. They've been working around the clock. They've been analyzing data and sheets and everything to make sure that we have product on the floor for our partners. Talk about reliability. We've been working around the clock on that. And John, my father, I rarely, acknowledge him, and maybe to my demise, I should acknowledge him a lot more, has been working around the clock and has probably spent the better part of over 60 days in Italy and over 6 months here. He's been away from our family. He's been working in factories day in, day out, ensuring that we get the quality, ensuring the reliability, ensuring that we move over the products that we had in one facility over to another. And I got to tell you, our partners have been remarkable. They say you find your friends when in time of need, not when everything's going great. Well, we definitely have solidified our friends. And in fact, all our suppliers, all of them unequivocally came to support us. And it wasn't like a feeding frenzy. It wasn't that. They came willing to do whatever we needed, at whatever prices we needed, at whatever time we needed. In fact, they're not taking the whole holiday. In Europe, specifically in Italy, they close in the month of August. Well, they're not closing for us, for all of us in the room, for all of our BPSs, for all of our partners. They're working round the clock, pulling 80-hour weeks, evenings, weekends, nights. And I'll say I'm just really proud of how we've maneuvered. I've learned a whole heck of a lot from John, my father, on how to deal with partners, about loyalty and respect, because in times of need, they're there for you. And it's just been remarkable. So I want to tell you kind of the real data. It's one thing to talk, but I want to show you the numbers. So today we've received over 60 containers in 2016 alone. Folks, that's up over 54% over last year. And in Greg's video, you've seen the containers being unloaded. We've had over 118 air shipments from Italy to our various DCs, to our various partners. As you folks know, air shipments are not cheap in our industry because our products are heavy. But we're not skimping. We're making the commitment, and air shipments are up. Air shipments are up over 87% from last year. It's a whatever it takes to serve the partner mentality here in this building, here in this brand. And last but certainly not least, right now we are sitting with, right this second, 7.4 million linear feet of molding right now as we sit here watching this all hands meeting. Folks, that's up over 125% over last year. More importantly, that's over 24,500 football fields long of molding. So when folks say we don't have molding, I want you to take them through the all hands meeting and say it with confidence, because you're never ever going to not have a back order. In fact, some of the best brands in the world, and you know who they are, I'll tell you one of them, my favorite, Apple Computer. When Apple comes out with a phone, whatever their targets are, they blow through them because the product does so well. And in some cases, as I've indicated, that was a manufacturing challenge. But in other cases, we sell out. In other cases, our partners have called us and said, you know, that PO for 100,000 feet, yeah, we need 300,000 and we need it in 3 weeks. What do you think that does to our production in Italy? Something has to give. Well, the fact of the matter is, I'm here to tell you, we have a ton of product. And in fact, we have 17 right now, as we speak, on the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean, over 17 containers right now hitting our DCs. In fact, Michael and I had probably one of the best meetings ever in about 6 months. Best meeting was a meeting with Al Chirpak. Awesome, Al. Love you, brother, in Atlanta. Leads a great ship out there. Al came to us and said, hey, you know, I'm speaking on behalf of the entire operations team. How are we going to, let's talk about how we're going to receive 3 containers in 1 week. And, you know, they say, you know, be careful what challenges you have. That's a really great challenge. And I'll tell you, they're being very creative and very witty on making sure we receive anything and nothing is getting halted. So way to go, Al, and the operations team for making that happen. And today, my gratitude is specific on inventory. You know, I want to point out one individual, and her name is Daniela Avino. Daniela has been in our company over 1.5 years, has learned our SAP system, has learned what we've done, has helped us move forward in the company. I dare anybody to ask about any of the 1,500 moldings we have, and Daniela can tell you where it is, in what vessel it is, if it's coming, if it's not, or if it's on back order. She is an incredible, incredible asset to our business, and we're so happy, Daniela, that you're on our team. And second, I want to acknowledge, you know, John Guerreri, my father, for just the hard work. I mean, you've taught me so much about never giving up. Well, shit. You've really worked your butt off. You've really been in Italy. I've seen it firsthand. Went in Italy with you, and we'll show you some of those photos in a bit. But it's that kind of tenacity. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be number one, it's hard work. I mean, you can play, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of evenings, a lot of weekends away from your family to make this sort of stuff happen. And last, speaking of family, you know, I can't be doing the things I'm doing and traveling in the fashion I'm traveling and working with these amazing teams had it not been for my amazing family. As Greg indicated, family is very important. Our Roma family, first and foremost, which is awesome, and my family, my wife, my child, my sisters, my family, my parents, who have supported us during this whole thing and continue to drive me. I'm able to do what I do because I have that rock solid support at home. So, Daniela, John, family, team, please give yourselves a round of applause. So we went to Italy in June, and I thought I'd take you through some photos. We talked about some of our partnerships. So these are some of the brilliant partners that we have. They invite us in their homes. We're part of their family. This is why we're able to do the things we do. We're able to go in some of the most beautiful places in the world and become inspired about the next great Roma moldings for 2017. And by the way, it's going to be pretty epic. But what fascinates me most is, like this business, like Roma. Roma is a brand built on family values by families, and the different families that adorn that make up our amazing team. We're not a corporation. Like our competitors, they're corporate. They're driven by balance sheets and income statements, quarter by quarter, month by month. We aren't. We're focused on reliability. We're focused on quality and service. We're focused on the journey, not the sprint. And I want to make sure and remind our BPSs out there that our mom and pops are the backbone of this business. The mom and pops are aligned as Roma is aligned. They're family businesses. They pull 10, 12, sometimes 15 hours a day. That's the alignment that the Roma brand has with all our partners, and it's pretty remarkable. And so I thought I'd take some snaps. These are really low quality. This is not Paul Mitchell type of snaps. These are mine. Beautiful molding stacked. We have tons of product ready on the floor. You know, fool me once, it's one thing. Fool me twice, it's my fault. Well, we are fully stocked, ready, product on the floor, waiting for the next orders to come. And it keeps going and going and going. And the quality in some of our facilities, and all, in fact, are remarkable, and it still astonishes me. And I'll show you that in a second. And these beautiful people that have been making our products for 30, 40, and sometimes 50 years is astounding. And I'll show you a little bit more. These are some of our partners. These are family people like you and I. These aren't robots. These aren't machines. These are people. They're brilliant. They're beautiful, and I know they're watching. This is me in one of our mills in Italy. Clearly, we have tons of raw product on the floor, tons of products in containers, and tons of products right now where we are. And I thought I'd share this photo. This gentleman really takes his job seriously. Maybe some health and safety concerns there, but I don't know about you, but these are the hands of a passionate man. When you get to talk about molding with this man, nothing else matters. I mean, we can have the World Cup going on, doesn't matter. It's all about molding. He's hardcore, can you tell? And those fingers, see those fingers, never getting clean. So, talking about how hard we're working. So we were there during the Euro Cup. It was actually Italy against, mind you, I'm in Italy, and it's the Euro Cup, and Italy is playing Spain. And, you know, listen, work comes first in this case. We really had to work our butts off to make sure we can get to every facility. So what we did, if you could see there very closely, we've actually put the iPhone on the dash. I'm not sure how safe that is, but we're watching the soccer game while traveling from facility to facility. It was actually pretty remarkable. Italy won, and the rest is history. So I do want to show you, you know, I'm always astonished. I've been in this business for 17 full years. I've been in it all my life, but 17 full-time. And I want to show you, it never gets old, some of the beautiful craftsmanship that make up our great product. Who wants to see that? Anybody? Yeah, right? So here you're seeing the techniques and the detail and the quality and time. By hand, people are going in and making it, and they're using various different sanding techniques. Then they use various different brushes. And they're working round the clock. They're using different things, different powders, different solvents to bring that luster and beauty to life. These aren't 2x4s. These are works of art. And I'll show you one other one, and then I want to make a declaration. This next one is a wonderful individual making 3 different lengths of molding with hand-foiled gold leaf. Take a look. So now they're going back and making sure every nuance and every detail of the leaf is placed on carefully. It's just magnificent. And these people do this day in, day out. And they're proud. And they do it with care and love. This is their craft. This is their career. This is their passion. Much like everything we do here, we're passionate, crazy people. And that's why our products are so beautiful. You can't make beautiful things when people aren't passionate. You can't make beautiful things off assembly lines. This is real passion. And one thing I want to declare and make very clear, when you make a product at this level of quality, by hand, individual, guess what you're going to get? Aside from beauty, you're going to get variability. And my message to all the beautiful partners out there, and you know who you are, you will never get two sticks alike. That's like, it's as crazy as asking Pablo Picasso to paint two exact pieces of art the same. He would look at you and think you were crazy. The fact of the matter is, we continuously make beautiful product. The fact of the matter is, we're stronger than ever. The fact of the matter is, you folks have been stronger than ever. And this is just the beginning. As I indicated, 7.4 million linear feet on the ground right now. Another 17 containers. I didn't include all the VARs that are coming. And right now, you will definitely start to feel. And believe me, we're looking at every KPI. We're looking at every nuance, report, data to ensure that that fill rate, which we'll talk about in a second, is at par or above what we want. So that, folks, that's my inventory piece. And I definitely encourage you, should you have any questions, feel free to email me. You've seen my email 100 times. I'll flash it up again. But email me or call me, and I'll definitely take your call. So at this point, folks, it's our halftime show. So if I can get you all to stand up, kind of wiggle out a bit. We have a great halftime show. We were going to have Daniel and Michael dance, but they opted not to. If you could just stretch your hands out, get comfortable. Yeah, just stretch it out. You've been sitting for probably about 40 minutes. Okay, great. If you can all sit down. We got a great show in store for you. We think you're going to love it. One of the things why we created this halftime show was actually from a partner. They said, Tony, you folks look like you have so much fun. And I said, yes, we do. But do you ever work? And I can't actually say what I said because it's not G-rated. But yes, we work. We work damn hard. And we work very diligently to make sure that our partners are wowed. So take a look of our video that we call Work and Play. And this is our house. This is Roma. Take a look.
Some people ask, why Roma? It's actually pretty simple. Let me show you.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house.
Roma is a place that really blurs the lines between work and play. Having fun may be part of the day-to-day experience, but there's never a shortage of work that has to be done.
I've been here for 100 days plus. I would have to say that everybody here works extremely hard. It's not uncommon to come in first thing in the morning and people being here an hour before their time, at least 25 minutes before their time, because we've all, we're very lean. We pride ourselves in just, working extremely hard. We have a lot of very talented people, so we have the right people in the right seats, given the right tools to do a really good day's work.
Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house.
Hey, at Roma Moulding, we work really, really hard. The one great thing is when we have some newbies that join our family is that we get to celebrate that. So, we're playing music, we're dancing down the hallways, we're singing, we've got hats on, and it just takes away a little bit of the stresses that we're feeling every day.
people say, you can't laugh a lot unless you've cried a lot. Well, we can't party unless you've actually worked. You have to know one extreme to be able to enjoy the other. Here, we work extremely hard, but when we have time off, we like to enjoy ourselves, and we enjoy the company of those around us, the family. So, as we would work hard within the family, we also enjoy a time off as a family would.
Sunday nights, I don't think to myself, oh my gosh, tomorrow's Monday. I don't think on Monday when I'm driving to work, oh gosh, I'm going to work. I love coming here. It's when you get that feeling in your stomach that says, you're doing the right thing and this is a great place for you. The great thing about Roma Moulding is that we work hard, but we like to play hard too.
Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out. Welcome to my house. You heard me? We ain't gotta go out, 'cause what? Welcome to my house. It's my house. What? Welcome to my house. It's my house.
Put your hands together, folks. Way to go, way to go. And way to go, Natalie, for putting that together. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll give Nat a shout out in a bit. So, okay, let's get this going. So, I thought it's important to touch upon a little bit about marketing. Marketing is that tight unit that I talked about. In fact, there's my tight little unit. There are 3 awesome individuals who work together and produce all these videos you're seeing. They're the people who make the web, or at least the front pages of the web, come out. They're the people that make all our digital imaging, our hard, catalogs, and everything else you see visually in our company. They work hard every single day, and they're a very tight unit, and I love them very dearly. And it's been a pleasure to work with them, and continuously a pleasure. I wanted to talk a little bit about our new product collection. So this year, we've had 2 amazing product launches. 2. One in January and one just in July right now. We've introduced over 5 brand new collections, folks. 5 brand new, beautiful collections, boasting over 89 new products. I don't know about you, but this company's definitely innovating. An early recollection or early indication from our BPSs and partners says this collection is, bar none. And we'll see what that looks like. Here's what our partners are saying about our product.
Good afternoon, Tony. This email I'm sending is a week late, but better late than never. I just want to thank you for the brilliance in putting together this latest launch of Country and Vintage. Style, finish, and shapes are right on the mark and are a tremendous addition to the best company in the framing industry. I'm so proud to be able to show this latest introduction.
Let's give it up for our partners and friends. And so I didn't know that this was happening, which is really cool. But Greg went out, and I don't know how he made them do all this, but made them go out, our BPSs, and challenged them. I don't know what the prize is, but challenged them to create some user videos. So go in. We'd love to hear the response of our new collection. Day in, day out, we create them, we work with them, but getting a sense of how our partners react with them is really brilliant. Take a look. Now, keep in mind, these are made by our BPSs in the field, and they're made either with iPhones or Android. So take a look.
Wow, this is a really nice line. I'm really enjoying it, and the country line has improved tremendously. Great, love it. My favorite one is the floater, this one, with the silver and the distressed wood and the black. Solid, great, sturdy, strong.
There's 2 things in here specifically that I absolutely love. These 2 country lines that I received today. The color scheme is unlike anything else that I have from any other vendor. The quality, as you know, Roma is hands down the top of the line.
Love the new country collection. My favorite has got to be this blue. Bluebell it's called. It's a really soft, pretty blue. The collection is great. It has a good natural distress painted finish.
Okay, love the colors. Love the colors. The new line of Roma Mouldings is so fantastic. It makes us want to dance. You are
Let's give it up for our partners, folks. I don't know about you, but you wouldn't get any corporation getting videos like that. This is what makes the essence of our brand. We work with family, independent-run businesses, and we are the same, and there's an alignment. So beautiful. So our new summer collection has been beautiful, and IT, along with marketing, if you're ever down the hallways, you can always see them working together. The collaboration is off the charts, and we're testing something new. We're not going to let the cat out of the hat. Definitely that'll be in All Hands Meeting 20, which is coming up, but definitely something is brewing at Roma. So this is your newest, online feature page for our collection. And then you go in, and our team has curated artwork for the various different collections, along with some, supporting copy. We have the handmade in Italy or handcrafted in Italy message loud and clear. And as you continue to go through, you're able to explore the collection like never before. Very easy. You're able to select different colors. It's very dynamic, very fast, and very smart. Let's give it up for some of the marketing team, folks. So if anybody knows me, knows I love social media. And why I love social media is for a number of reasons. But the number one reason I love social media is it allows you to connect with people. So in our case, we have 4,000, 5,000 partners across Canada, the US, and the globe. But social media allows us to get together very quickly and very efficiently. I feel like I keep in touch with a lot of our partners and friends, which is very important. So social media, you'll start seeing and feeling something dramatically different come this August or in about 7 days or so. We're not going to let the cat out of the hat just yet, but definitely stay tuned for everything and anything social media Roma style. And now, albeit our competitors try to do some things on social, which is kind of okay, kind of mediocre in my opinion. What we're going to be coming up with, we're partnering up with some really great brands, some really great people to really build the community, to really create it as a resource. So you'll see more things to come in the very near future. So it's that time, folks. So for all our loyal partners who are watching, and we think you're very loyal for watching the show, and we appreciate it. For our loyal viewers, there's going to be a code that's going to come on the screen in one short second. And the code, if you call, you must call in today with your order. And when you're calling in today, we will give you a Roma surprise of something. We're not going to tell you what it is, but in order to redeem your prize, you must be putting it in order, and it must be in before 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So here's the code, folks. Ready? Here we go. Summer fun. So if you call in, use the code Summer Fun, reference it, you'll be given a Roma surprise. So thank you again for being loyal. Let's thank our partners, everybody, for being loyal. Awesome. And not to mention, Joe looks awesome. Where's Joe Faria? Joe, you want to come up, take your shirt off maybe? No? All right. Let's keep it G-rated, Joe. Sit down. All right. So at this point, we thought it's important for Michael Pilata to come up, and he's going to come up in a second. We've been working very, very diligently, along with the finance team, to really uncover areas in our business that we feel that we can get a lot stronger on. And Michael has, led that team for over 10 years, folks. He's been at this company for over 10 years, and I've had the pleasure of working with him that whole time. And I can tell you that. Well, I will tell you that the team has never been better and stronger. It's a beautiful team, come up with beautiful KPIs. They're doing a great job. They're managing the business. And I'm not going to say any more. So please give it up for Michael Pilata. Way to go, Mike.
Thank you, Tony. Wow. It's been a while, but it's my pleasure to be back up here in front of all of you. So, I'd like to make one thing clear to everyone that's here, as well as everyone that's watching out there. Not only is Roma financially stable, we are stronger than we've ever been before. Let's hear it. I'm not going to deny the fact that we've had some challenges, especially with inventory. But as Tony has mentioned, at the current point today, we have more inventory in stock than we've ever had before. And we continue to get an influx of inventory on a regular basis. So I can assure you that inventory will not be an issue from this day going forward. At Roma, we continue to monitor all aspects, from sales to operations to IT and to finance. We also specifically monitor our fill rate. As Tony mentioned, we have set a target to achieve a 98% fill rate before year end. It's not going to be easy, we all know that. But we do have confidence through customer care, inventory management, and operations that not only will we hit the 98%, but we'll surpass it on a regular basis. Right. At the end of 2015, the executive committee met, and albeit we set an aggressive but realistic budget for 2016. And as I stand here in front of all of you, I'm very proud to announce that as of today, we are at 95% of our budgeted profits. You guys should be very proud of that. With all the issues that we've had, we have still been able to achieve an A+. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your hard work, your dedication, your commitment. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. And I'm sure that we'll hit past 100% by year end. In addition to thanking all of you, there is a group of people I'd like to acknowledge, and that's the finance team. I'm very proud to be part of this team with Oscar, Mary, Michaela, Diana, who's on maternity leave. I hope Diana's watching. As well as Joe, Emily, and Jennifer. I understand that sometimes this team can be a bit of a pain in the backside. We all know that. But honestly, they do have the best interest of company at heart. They ensure that our controlling is kept in touch, that we stay along our budgets, and that we're able to achieve the targets that we achieve. And as a result of having a team like that and ensuring that Roma is in a healthy position, we're able to continue to invest in company initiatives, invest in things like IT initiatives, SAP, both our system internally, our ERP system, as well as new projects that we have on the go, with Ray leading the warehouse management projects, etc. We also have our website that we're investing in, our infrastructure, and last but not least, equipment. We continue to invest in equipment that is not only going to make us efficient, but also ensure that we deliver our products to our partner in record time. So, if you have any questions, concerns, or just want to talk, as Greg and Tony mentioned, we're all available. Reach out to me either via email or extension 344, or come and see me. I'd be happy to have a talk with anyone here. On that note, I'd like to call up Daniel. I'm not going to go through the rest of those names because I'm not sure where it ends, but Daniel, come on up. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. You're all mine for the next 15 minutes, and it's going to be quite a ride. First, I want to caution anybody sitting in the front seat here. I have no coordination, and I may fat slam you anytime soon. This is not my attempt to get to first base without a drink, because we all know I want to drink first. Let's start with the name. Daniel Bernard Aloysius. Clearly, my mother, Honoria, Mary, Wayland, Margaret, Galise, and John Charles had a bit of a sense of comedy or an aspiration that I should join some religious cult. Clearly, anybody who knows me, the joke was on them. Who am I? What do I like to do? Well, there's a lot of that we can't talk about tonight, but today. Why Roma? These are all things I'm going to address in the next few minutes for you. I do talk extremely fast, I realize that, and that's what to keep you all awake. I won't go too close to the edge because I will end up in your lap, sir, and we don't want that. I know you're a guest here, so let's start with Who am I? Okay. I was born May 14th, 1962 in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, at St. Mary's Hospital, 11 months shy of my older brother Michael and 22 months before my younger brother Patrick, making us all born in 33 months. Clearly, television wasn't a very good programming back there because my mother was extremely busy. And another observation I have for you is, and this is a terrible one, but I came into the world fat and bald, and look what's going to happen on the way out. Clearly nothing good is going to happen of this. The awkward years. The awkward years. Everybody has them. Don't be laughing at me. Yeah, everybody has them. I choose to believe this is a time in my life where I hone my skills as a mediator, a negotiator, a mouthpiece. Now, if you were to ask my brothers, they'd say an extortionist. But, we all have glass critics in our background. So, here we go. And the torment continues. I believe, or at least Daniel or Bernard or Aloysius, I'm conflicted, as you can see, believes that you have to suffer for your craft, and here I obviously suffered. Lastly, but not leastly, I graduated from McGill at 1984 on scholarship from Industrial Relations and Economics. I then, obviously took the path of human resources for the next 25 years of my life. But if you look at the picture, I could have worked with the flock of seagulls. Now, come on now. My passions. In my life, I like to build, I like to recreate, I like to design, and you're going to see that it's going to flow into my work as well. But my passions were, over the last 25 years, I've owned about 7 or 8 houses, and I've designed them. I took them apart, tore them apart, rebuilt them, and sold them. And so my passion is to build design. And, this is my house I live in right now. It's not for sale, so nobody go online. It was an idea we had. With regards to human resources here, this is what my passion is, to build. We right now do not have many of these things, but work with me. Over the next several months, maybe a year, we're going to put in play a program that resembles something like this. It's a full-service human resources department. And it's very, obviously it's ambitious by nature, but I believe with my help and my counterparts, we're going to be able to do this. My last 100 days. That's all I got to say. Recruitment. Oh, God. I should have double-bagged it. You're all going to get very intimate with me soon. Oh, dear God. It's hot up here for fat people. Stop it. Recruitment, team building, and compliance. These are the 3 topics we're going to talk about now. New Jersey, I haven't lost you yet, eh? I'm the fat guy up here, just to make sure. Okay, here we go. Recruitment. As Tony pointed out, phenomenal. It's unheard of that you'd get 21 new people within 100 days, 21 new talented people in 100 days. And more so, everybody says, oh, the replacements. Not so. We are building horsepower for the future. We are building teams for the future. So in a lot of cases, these are people that are going to help us get to the next level. And that's what I'm really most proud of. We have 5 positions still available right now, so if through your networks, if you'd be so kind as to reach out, and if anybody's interested, they can go online, www.romamoulding.com/careers, and apply for the jobs. We're always interested in talent. Team building. A big portion of recruitment is building teams. And I would like to say that I have been so fortunate and so blessed to work with so many great people, but there's so many new people. And I'd like to take this time to get everybody up on their feet here in Woodbridge. New Jersey, I can see you, by the way. Get up on your feet. Come on now, up on your feet. I wasn't joking. I could fat slam anytime. New Jersey, Atlanta, and LA, La La Land. Get up on your feet. I want you to take this opportunity to welcome all the new people on board. Come on now, hands together. I may even dance for you. God help us all. Come on, Natalie. Shake it. Come on now. Go, Mitchell, go. That's Paul Mitchell, for anybody who doesn't know him. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. This brings me to a point where it's somebody very close to my heart. She agreed to join my team, Human Resources, as a business partner. I am a very, very fortunate man. She brings to the table years of knowledge and a great partner. We're going to move mountains together. There's no question. Stay tuned next year. Things are going to happen in Human Resources. Please put your hands together and congratulate Marianne Guerreri. Marianne, stand up. And the future Guereris. A little unknown fact about Marianne: she has an alter ego. She thinks she's, Beyonce. Can't sing, God help us. But she thinks she has an alter ego, and it's called Anne-Marie. Now, if anybody gets to see Anne-Marie, I'll show you a picture. Please do not make eye contact. Approach the authorities, because you'll understand why. Oh, dear. Compliance, and then this is on a more important note. We bring people on board here. We hire great teams, great people. We want to make it a very healthy and safe environment for all, and take into consideration everybody's needs. So, a big portion of what we're going to be doing going forward is dealing with the various laws that exist here: AODA, WEMIS, OSHA, and IAPA. And these are all things that we're really focused in on before the end of the year. Not to say that we don't have a lot of things in play. We do. We have phenomenal programs. I'd be first and foremost to say that, but we want to be first and the best of the best. So we're going to be focusing on that for sure. Culture team. I've been fortunate as part of my role as I'm a leader of the culture team, and the human resource side is fun. The culture team is a whole different group of people, and we've been fortunate enough lately to get many new recruits. Daniela being one of them, Joe being another. I had Sammy, and always these are sisters G, as I like to refer to them. They were all great people. There's many others. I'm probably missing some people right now, but they provide the backbone for all these events that we all enjoy so very much. So I'm going to give you a bit of a video with regards to events that have occurred up until this point.
Never give it up. Ain't afraid to tell you I'm ready. When I know you love to come get me. Let me know who you are. I'm ready. Ain't afraid to tell you I'm ready. When I know you love to come get me. Let me know who you are. I'm ready.
Please put your hands together and thank the culture team. They work really, really hard, and they put all these events is not easy. So please, again, put your hand together for all the culture team. I'm here to announce, and I'm allowed to announce, that I wonder why they give me this privilege, because I never keep any secrets anyhow, but, July Summer Super Surprise. Next week we're going to have a surprise something or other, as I'm told. Don't tell me what, because then there will be no surprise. But then followed by something off-site venture in August, and culminating in our Roma birthday party September 16th. Please make sure everybody's available for that particular thing, because it's a big event here for us, and I would appreciate everybody attending it. Upcoming initiatives. As part of the culture team, I thought it imperative that we have a different side and we offer different things, and that's Lunch and Learns. Not that we haven't done that in the past, I'm sure we have. Clearly, what I'd like to do going forward is have an opportunity to provide training or a venue, if you wish, where people could come in and stop and learn new ideas. And the first one will be hosted by me, at Human Resources 101, and I'm going to be talking about human resources within Ontario, New Jersey, California, and LA, so that we have a better understanding of what the laws are. And most importantly, I haven't had the good fortune of meeting the people in New Jersey, LA, or Atlanta. Myself and my business partner, Marianne, are going to take on ourselves over the next several months to go visit them, bring our, obviously our culture deck, if you wish, as well as the human resources policies, procedures, and upcoming things, so that we can share and have a oneness amongst ourselves. I encourage everybody. This is a big thing here. I know we have a lot of surveys, and they're annual, biannual, and things like that. But this is how I know what we're doing well and what we're not doing well. So I encourage all of you, if you could after this, there'll be a survey, and there's a survey, a biannual survey. If you could take the time and fill them out for us, because it's really, really valuable information. I'm not looking to hear things that I necessarily want to be correct or incorrect. It's how I do my job and how I better myself and how we better ourselves. So I would appreciate if, by chance, the one following this, would you fill it out, and the biannual one as well. I'd like to give my gratitude, and this is obviously more sincere from me. I have never worked in an environment, and over the last 100 days, I've had the privilege of working with really, really talented people, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Very, very talented people. But the sincerity and integrity here is bar none. And I love coming to work every day. I know we have our challenges. I know every one of us will say that we have challenges, but life in itself is a challenge. Getting up in the morning and breathing is a challenge. But we all do it. And I think as a group, we are fortunate we have each other. We really are fortunate. I am humbled every day by each one of you, because each one of you helped me do my job. So I want to give gratitude to everybody. And on that note, I would like to give where you can reach me with gratitude, obviously. Skip everything else, but it's dgalise at romamoulding.com, extension 366. And I'm going to pass it over now to my best friend, Tony, and he's going to come up here and give you some really good news. Everybody, Tony.
Thanks, Daniel. Let's give it up for Daniel, everybody. Give it up for Daniel. So the good news is, there's good news and bad news. The bad news is this is a live show, so Daniel's speed and velocity of talking cannot be helped. But the good news is you can watch the all hands meeting after in slow motion, so you can understand Daniel's entire sentence structure. But way to go, Daniel, Greg, Michael, on your debut here on the stage. So core value awards are very important. And our first core value award goes to Peter Madalinsky. And before you give your love, thank you. Before you give your love, I want to remind everybody on the team, everybody here, everybody in New Jersey, Atlanta, and LA, and our BPSs, these are core value awards by the people, for the people. So if you folks take the opportunity to acknowledge your team, send them in to our culture team, and they will be acknowledged here. So here's what someone had to say about Peter Madalinsky.
I would like to acknowledge Peter Madalinsky for living core value number 5, be passionate, committed, and driven. Peter and his work in many occasions are not recognized because much of his role is working behind the Roma scenes. Whether it is supplying information to the web, creating complex reports and integration with other systems, internal or external customers, I admire his attention to details, strong principles in delivering accurate results, and use of best practices in development in which he would never compromise. Thank you, Peter, for being passionate, committed, and driven.
Let's give it up for Petey. Peter, way to go, brother. And Peter as well has like 100 nicknames, which we didn't put up here, but you know what they are. Next on our list is Natalie Trevino. So Natalie's come to our company Her first day on the job, believe it or not, was an all-hands meeting. And we said, hey, what better way to jump on the job than covering our first all-hands meeting? And since then has been working around the clock to do everything and anything video. So some of the videos you're seeing captured on the web, a lot of the work here behind the scenes, and all these videos you're seeing today have been the hard work from Natalie. But that's not the acknowledgement. So let's hear what our team had to say.
We would like to acknowledge Natalie Trevino for always being true to Roma's core value number 5, be passionate, committed, and driven. Natalie's consistent dedication and hard work has not gone unnoticed by the web team. She is always willing and ready to step up to the plate and lend a helping hand. Natalie's consistent dedication and hard work has not gone unnoticed by the web team. It is this type of teamwork that makes us a winning team.
So Nat, since you're here, hold your applause. Nat, come up since you're here. I don't want to put you on the spot, but why don't you come up? Give her some round of applause, folks. This is Natalie. You're awesome, Nat. Thanks so much. Way to go, Natalie. And last but certainly not least, Michelle. How could we not acknowledge Michelle? And again, these are from the people, for the people. Here's what they had to say about Michelle. Michelle's in New Jersey. I've known her for a long time. Michelle's been with our company 20 years, folks. 20 years. Take a look or have a listen to what they have to say.
This October, Michelle will be starting her 16th year at Roma as our office leader in New Jersey. Something to celebrate on its own. Not only does she handle all of the facets of our office, which she excels at, but she also takes on organizing all of the great Roma events for the team. What makes Michelle go above and beyond is what she does for our teams outside the operation. Whether it's a surprise party for a team member who buys a house, a baby shower for new dads, food and clothing drives, or just being a sounding board for day-to-day challenges, Michelle has, for the past 16 years, truly displayed core value number 4, build a positive team and family environment.
Let's give it up for Michelle. And personally, core value awards are for me one of the most joyous moments of an all-hands meeting, because we get to actually learn about how the intricacies of how they make this business tick. A lot of you see me and some of the other folks up here, but these are the real folks that are doing the day in, day out, some of the back scene work that allow us to do some of this stuff. So really awesome, and I'm very proud of every single one of you. The other acknowledgement we want to give, so this is kind of a warped, twisted way. So we want to acknowledge Jack Carpenter, and a few weeks ago, so this is an acknowledgement for an acknowledgement. So Jack Carpenter, a few weeks ago on a Monday, along with some of the team here, but single-handedly coordinated everybody on the team. So imagine waking up Monday morning, coming into the office, and all you see on your desk is this beautiful bouquet. And Jack took his time and wrote out personal messages, and this is just a small subsection of some of the bouquets he sent. But definitely, Jack's been on our team forever. Jack's a great part of our team as a BPS. And, this is the stuff that makes our company great. I told you it's easy, to slap some paint on a molding. But this ain't easy. And by the way, the Core Value Awards are an opportunity where we get to share in some of the hard work and tenacity and some of the things that otherwise, they do day in, day out that don't get acknowledged. And I want you folks just to take this all in. Imagine coming into your work, or imagine your career. When else have you walked into your office on a Monday and seen 15 people get bouquets, by the way, with personalized messages on them of thanks. Thank you for your hard work in IT for making my job easy, or thank you, customer care, for answering those phone calls. I'm telling you, I've been here for 17 years. This is definitely a huge wow for me and a huge wow for the people in acceptance. Let's give it up for Jack, folks. Love you, Jack. So here's what the people are saying. So it's often important. I mean, we could talk about stats and things of this nature, but it's really important that you folks get what our partners are saying. So here's a partner, Jones & Company. This is a really interesting story. Have a listen.
Hey folks, thought you might like to see this. This is Roger Federer with the Roma frame we built for his gift racket from his sponsor Wilson Sports. Serena Williams got one too. Cheers!
So how cool is that? And here's this company. Let's get to that page. So here's Jones and Company. Do you see something there? Anybody? See the language? Jones and Company is a partner, and I know you folks are watching. I love you guys. You're on the west coast of Canada. I love when I see this on websites. This is their website, by the way. And these are some of the folks. They're humanizing what it means to sell a picture frame. And they're using some of our language, which I love. It's beautiful to see. And not only that, for some of the most cherished projects, they only use Roma. You know, whether it's Roger Federer, Serena Williams, or Beyonce, our product gets in the hands of some of the most famous people in the world. And many times we don't know about it. So I am tasking our BPSs right here on this stage. Let us know about it. We'd love to celebrate in some of those wins. So here's a video I want to share. Take a look.
Hi, Tony. My name is Erica. I actually came to Roma Moulding, it was maybe about a year ago, and we had done a tour of the facility, and I was told that, at least by management, that, you know, the best thing would be if we could model our company after yours at that time. The reason I'm calling is I remember you mentioning something about needing a bilingual customer service representative, and I have extensive experience in that area, and I would love to work for a company with the kind of passion and dedication that I saw on the part of, I think, all of your employees when I came in for the tour. So if you or somebody else could give me a call, I would really like to work with Roma Moulding, and I would just relish the opportunity to once again touch base.
So why I'm sharing this video, it's very important. You know, I talked early on about our all hands meeting being an opportunity where people can, you know, take a peek into what we're doing. Obviously, we don't share financial numbers here because we are a private company. It's an independent company. But what we do share everything else. And this is definitely a gateway into people seeing if they're going to thrive here or if they're not. And our all hands meeting, we have some beautiful, wonderful guests in the audience today, some amazing partners, and some people who are just with us today who either otherwise have an interest in joining our team and want to feel, is what we see online real? Is what we see or read online, is that real? Well, for the folks in the audience, you can't fake this stuff. This is real. We're not scripted. There's no teleprompters. These are real people talking about real things, about some of the great things we're doing. And our all hands meeting, you know, someone said, maybe we should close our all hands meeting, meaning don't stream it live, but instead hold it just for us. Maybe we can get a little deeper. And I did give it some thought. But after careful consideration and speaking with our executive team, we thought it would take away the essence of what the all hands meeting is. And our all hands meeting, whether you know it or not, is meant to really inform you folks and engage you folks. I don't know about you, but when I hear some of the things about Michelle and Jack and some of the inventory numbers and customer care and what they're doing, it inspires me. I otherwise wouldn't know all the things that are going on in our company. It's also an opportunity to admire and inspire, to admire the amazing people who make up our brand, and then have them inspire the next generation of amazing Roma team members. And last but certainly not least is to build team and community. You know, we open up our doors. Anybody, and I mean anybody, can come to our all hands meeting. We don't discriminate. If you're a partner, great. If you're a potential candidate, great. If you're someone's family member, great. Anybody is welcome. And what we hope here is that you take something from here into your own work or into your own life to really drive that, whatever we're doing here, whether it's happiness or conquering challenges as we've talked about, or overcoming obstacles, that you take that into your own life. So because the all hands meeting is so important to us, we're going to be sending out a survey. We do that every second all hands meeting. This is the first one we're doing this year. We ask that you please kindly take a moment to fill out the all hands meeting survey. It is not mandatory. You don't have to. I'm encouraging you to. You don't have to put your name. It's insignificant. What we do ask you to do is answer 8 simple questions. Questions like, what should we start doing more of? What should we stop doing? And that's the only way we're going to continuously get better here. And we promise it shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes. 10 minutes and flat, and you should be done. So our operations leaders will be handing those out tomorrow. And for our BPSs, we'll be sharing it online as well as our internal staff through our SurveyMonkey tool. So stay tuned. Please, I encourage you. I encourage you to share your wisdom and knowledge, help us become better. And it's at that time where I want to talk about our Roma Wish. I told you that we're very proud of it. And Roma Wish for me represents something huge. It represents our mission to move, inspire, and wow on the grandest scale. It's our opportunity to leave our day-to-day responsibilities here at work, as well as our day-to-day responsibilities with our family, and go and make a difference in the communities around our globe, essentially. So, with that said, I want to tell you, I'm very proud to announce that we're going to New Orleans. You've heard Greg. Greg lost his home in the Hurricane Katrina. His roof popped off off the foundations. Very scary for a lot of people. And did you know right now, 32% of children in Louisiana go to school hungry each day? And right now in Canadian politics, our Prime Minister is doing his best to make sure kids don't go hungry. It's one thing as adults if something happens to us, but children, they don't know any better. And they don't deserve hunger. They don't deserve poverty. $1.2 billion is estimated in economic damages in Katrina. $1.2 billion in damages. And 40% represents the amount of people in New Orleans right now that live in poverty. It's crazy to think as we sit here today and then jump in our cars and go to lunch that there are 40% of the people in that state who ultimately are in poverty. And so, in Roma fashion, we've put together a video. And before I talk about the video, I've got a question that was posed to me in my inbox, and I thought I'd address it. One of the questions was, how do you pick your Roma Wish missions? I thought it was a brilliant question. And it's insignificant who wrote it, but it's a great question, so I thought I'd talk about it today. So submissions are asked. We ask, what do you as a company feel we can go make a difference in? Is it in Africa? Is it in South America? Is it in the United States or Canada or anywhere for that matter? Or is it in our backyard? And then as a collective team, the culture team breaks it down. And some of the causes are incredible, but some were constrained due to the severity of the safety. We're not going to put people in harm's way. We're not going to ravaged countries under war. It's not happening. We'd never do that to our team. And some are costly, so we can't afford to go and do those because flights are $2,700 a flight. And we'd rather do something in the middle where we can bring more people and make a bigger impact. And that's how we select. And so as a culture team, we sit together and we start doing voting. We have a budget for this. It's all accounted for. And so that's the way we do it. I hope I've answered your question. Before I go into the video, this video talks about all the brave women and men who decided to take part in this year's mission. This year is our biggest mission yet, folks. We have 13 people coming from all different walks of life from this company and 2 external partners. We've never opened it up to our partners. I told you the dream in 10 years is to have 100 people. Is to have 100 people from all different walks of life, family, partners, friends, and suppliers. And we go in the name of making a difference. And, we started out with 6. We went to about 8, or I think it was 9. And now we're at 13. Hey, we're always making inroads. So this is the first time ever we have partners. So take a look at this video, because it's important that you see what happened to remind ourselves of the good that we're going to do. Take a look.
why am I passionate about helping the folks in New Orleans? Well, in 2005, Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans and wiped out the city. I had a chance firsthand to go down and see that and work that territory when I was working at a company down in the U.S.
And to have the opportunity to do something about that means a great deal to me.
I've been very fortunate in my life, and many people at many different times have done wonderful things for me, and this gives me an opportunity to pay back.
I believe that assisting people in New Orleans rebuild their lives and communities will have a long-lasting effect and something that I can look back on with humbled fondness.
We are in this world to make the difference, to create new horizons, and help ourselves and others become better, especially within our communities.
And what I expect to gain from this experience is the joy of helping, and
I think this is a great opportunity to help those in need.
Going back again and lending a helping hand, trying to help develop some of the communities, and just give support where it's needed.
Some satisfaction knowing that I actually rolled up my sleeves and went out to help.
And really give back to a community that is part of America and part of Roma's family.
What you give pales in respect to what you get, and the satisfaction that you get while supporting some of these people is incredible.
So I look forward to going down and working hard and building some great stuff down in New Orleans. See you there.
Folks, if we can, let's stand up. Let's stand up and give our men and women, the 13, a salute. Thank you. Thank you. So, those always get me, very emotional. But making a difference is very important. I always think we're blessed. When we talk about our challenges, in light of inventory now, it doesn't sound so bad. But the fact is that we can go make a difference really lights me up. And some people say, what are you going to be doing there? So I thought we'd talk a little bit about that. So we're going to be working with communities there and definitely building some outdoor learning centers. So we don't have a lot of detail because it depends what's happening at that time. But they definitely said something about outdoors and learning centers. They also said we're going to be revitalizing community centers. Believe it or not, there are still, ravaging terrible areas there that we can go and help revitalize, clean up. And in fact, whatever's needed to be done, we'll do. And lastly, the one that hits me the most is working with inner city youth. I have a personal passion of working with, children, but being able to go into schools and work with those folks is definitely gonna, change my life. And I hope I can lend a hand there for them and maybe give them an insight that otherwise, wasn't there. But imagine 12 people leaving here to go make a difference in a community that we otherwise call home. I think it's brilliant. So how can I help? We've told you a number of ways you can help. You can donate at romamoulding.com. Now, any donation is welcome. $1, $5, whatever you can do. We're not going to discriminate in any sense. And if you do want to do a donation, come see the culture team, and you're able to give one in person as well. Definitely support our Roma culture events. So anytime you see a Roma culture event, they are free. There's no payment for them. But you will see a Roma Wish tip jar there. Whatever change you got, $1, $5, it goes a long way, and 100% of that proceed goes into our next mission. And last but certainly not least, while we're gone, I want to ask that you hold down the fort. And I know you will. I just thought I'd put that up there because you guys are awesome. But, while we're gone, keep being who you are. We'll be, our hearts and minds will be with you as your hearts will be with us. And so on that note, if you do have any questions, if you have any questions about Roma Wish, about inventory, about anything for that matter, if you think what we're doing is really great, if you have a new suggestion for something even bigger, if you want to attend our next All Hands, whatever it may be, that's my email address, tguerreri@romamoulding.com. And my other teammates here have put their email up on the board. We all read our own emails, so please feel free to drop us a note, however that may look. So folks, as we near the end of the All Hands meeting, I often, reflect on how we're going to end this all hands meeting. And I think it's important to remember that quote by Babe Ruth, that it's really hard to beat a person who never gives up. And I don't know about you, but I'm staring at about 60 people in this audience who never gives up. And I'm looking into that screen right now, looking at the other 150 people that make up our company. And I'm looking at our partners. Because the difference about what makes people great is not, the famous Rocky Balboa quote, it's not how many punches you could give, but it's how many punches you can take and still get up. And I'll tell you, we are one fighting team. We will never succumb to any challenges, and there's never been a challenge too great at our company. And so I thought I'd talk about one last thing. On July 3rd, 2016, this year, something occurred. We lost a great man, a great icon, and a great boxer. His name was Muhammad Ali. Many of you know him as various different names, but for me, he stood for so many things. Muhammad Ali at age 22 was the youngest boxer to defeat a heavyweight champion of the world at 22. Ali retired with a career of 56 wins, 5 losses, and 37 knockouts. And more importantly, he boxed over 548 rounds. Imagine, 548 rounds of fear. And for me, Muhammad Ali stood for courage. He stood for adversity. Courage in understanding that getting in that ring, anything goes. And he went with a clarity and focus. Adversity around people not always taking him serious. The odds were always stacked against him, and he proved them wrong. And last but not least, perseverance is the one I love the most. Perseverance means never giving up and standing in the face of any adversity and challenge. So take a look at this compilation of Muhammad Ali, and we tribute this man.
He would come to the gym, and if he didn't get a ride to the gym, he didn't have no car, he would run. He would run across the causeway.
Muhammad Ali, one of my great heroes, had a great line in the 70s when he was asked, how many sit-ups do you do? He said, I don't count my sit-ups. I only start counting when it starts hurting. When I feel pain, that's when I start counting, because that's when it really counts. That's what makes you a champion.
Jerry, I'm the greatest fighter that ever stepped foot in the ring. Money will be lost that night. This will be the biggest upset in the century of all boxing.
I think you're a big bag of wind. Damnedest showman that ever lived, and you ain't kidding anybody.
The odds are 7-1. It's very big odds for a heavyweight championship fight.
It has to be Liston. Liston is a much bigger puncher.
Well, all these big mouth people talking about I talk too much, well, I want all of them to be there, and I'm going to shut up all of his mouth.
And Cassius Clay has won after 6 rounds.
Cassius is not my name no more.
You want to keep calling me a white man's name? I'm not white.
Continues to scream at Terrell.
He beat the hell out of those who didn't want to use his name.
Mr. Muhammad Ali has just refused to be inducted into the United States Armed Forces.
I'm just about broke. I'm not allowed to work here now in America.
I'm going to fight, not for me, but to uplift my little brothers who are sleeping in concrete floors today in America.
They want to be famous. They have people. It's a wonderful, wonderful.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. George can't hit what his eyes can't see. All of you chumps are gonna bow when I whip him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked. But the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Bluffed him. I done everything. Beat him up basically for about 5 or 6 rounds. I thought it was easy. Then about the 6th round, he whispered in my ear after I'd hit him in the side, "That all you got, George?"
And never talk about who's gonna stop me. Well, ain't nobody gonna stop me. I must be the greatest. I took up the world. I took up the world. I told you, all of my critics, that I was the greatest of all time.
He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life.
So, Muhammad Ali. See, what that means to me is, the faint at heart is not for someone that gets in the ring. You see, Muhammad Ali stood for, as I discussed, courage, perseverance, adversity. And for us, move, inspire, and wow, it's not just something on a board. It's our mission. And we are the greatest company. And we will continue to lead this industry. And there will be naysayers. You know who you are. You're probably watching. And I love it. Because the men and women who make up this team are fighters. The men and women who make up this team never give up. So keep trying. You will never succeed. And to our team here, I salute you for all your hard work, your tenacity, your fighter in you. People that never give up. The people that challenge the status quo. It's easy to do what other people do. It's easy to copy Moulding. But it isn't easy to be number one. And that's who you all are today. On that note, I want to end this all-hands meeting and say thank you for kicking ass. I'm Tony Guerreri, and I'm signing off. Thank you. So